1982. I was born into a world surrounded by antibacterial, antibiotic, antiseptic cures. Bacteria were inhibited from growing. Viruses were killed, both a prescribed cure. These medical field advancements surpass what my mind can comprehend. In my generation, we are unaware of the medical field's diligence to produce profound discoveries, unaware of the infectious diseases eliminated from our country, unaware of the fear eliminated from the minds of our mothers, unaware of the pure convenience of modern medicine. Fast forward almost 30 years, WebMD provides instant health information. TV doctors broadcast medical knowledge to the masses from our flat screens, iPhones, and iPads. Prevention is the cure. Infectious diseases, diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, influenza, hepatitis A and B, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, polio, all preventable. Biomedical research and technology has transformed my world. Polio is the thing of the past. I am forever changed. 1953. He was born into a world surrounded by bacterial and viral diseases. Cleanliness being next to godliness presented itself in the first several decades of the 1900s. Future generations came to believe that cleanliness was good, proper hygiene equated health and life. Advertisements played on the fears and anxieties of an increasingly germ-avoidant population. His generation was unaware of the future discoveries of the medical field, simply unforeseen, unaware of how to eliminate the infectious disease of polio, unaware of how to eliminate the fear mothers experienced, unaware of the potential cures in a bottle or syringe, even though vaccines existed. Epidemic diseases eventually declined, a result of better hygiene and medical research. Though this generation's attempt at an antiseptic environment brought risks and rewards. Minimizing contact with microbes early in life, in this case polio, resulted in more frequent and widespread outbreaks. Biomedical research only began to scratch the surface to transform future generations. Polio is his past. He is forever changed. July 1954. The crisp, cool mornings of the spring were behind us. The July humidity of Cincinnati suffocated my body as beads of sweat trickled down my forehead. Despite the heat, my attention was fixed on the 9-month-old drifting off to sleep as I rocked him. I was in awe of his innocence, his perfection. His eyelids weighed heavier with each blink. His cooing faded to silence. His cheeks turned fiery red as he snuggled close to my chest. His temperature continued to rise, yet he was not sweating. A fever? What could be wrong? Every mother's worst nightmare. The summer plague invariably casts a shadow on an unsuspecting victim, crippling. Mothers frightened to let their kids play outside, sealing windows to lock out the disease. A suburban house spotlighted by a quarantine sign of a family struck by polio. The words "contagious disease in this house," "quarantined," by the order of the Board of Health, staked in the front yard. Only this time, it was my house. The fear associated with polio continues to rise. The disease touches down like tornadoes, spreading during the summer months, preying on our children without warning. There is no way of telling who will get it and who will be spared. Towns and cities have tried to prevent the spread of polio by closing swimming pools, libraries, and movie theaters, spraying DDT from trucks and airplanes, and encouraging children to play indoors. But the disease continues to forge its mark. The suburban, family-oriented society has become its target. As the world's most developed nation, where penicillin is readily available and housewives work overtime to eliminate germs, polio continues to wage war against us. I am a nurse. I provide aftercare to children struck by polio, bodies crippled. I am a mother. I weep day and night, my spirit burdened. I can't heal my child's withered leg. Wellington is their current home. I am devoted to these children. My heart breaks for their families. He lives at a convalescent home, unable to come home. My son requires what I can't provide. I am broken. I am assigned to the infants. A baby boy is new to the unit. Quiet and calm. Polio has etched its mark, stealing my son's ability to walk. Polio attacked his left leg, leaving him unable to walk. Doctors are hopeful. Not all my tears grieve what I can't restore. My baby is a gift from God. With his brace, he will walk. His family never misses visiting hours. I try to imagine myself in their situation. For months, I agonize over his absence. Visiting days are Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday for 1 hour. I admire his mother's strength. I stand in awe of her dedication. Her son shrieks with excitement when she visits. Only 72 hours over the next 6 months. Will my baby remember me? I am honored to care for her son. When I massage his unused muscles, I pray for his family. Ethel Snow is his nurse. Though I am struggling to cope with this separation, I am thankful for her. His well-being is not just my job, but a privilege. Other nurses enforce a military-like discipline, struck by the fear and anxiety associated with polio. There is something special about her, a compassionate heart. Her devotion to my son reassures me in the midst of my despair. Therapy is teaching him to use his brace. The brace puzzled him at first, leaving him confused at its presence. This journey is not over. The imprint polio left on my son is a challenge that will only make him stronger. He walks as if the brace has always been a part of him. Through this journey, my son learned to walk, being one with his brace. I will celebrate his success. I am Jonas Salk.
I am Albert Saban.
I am the public face of polio, the brilliant researcher. I inactivated the polio virus,
Inhibiting lifelong immunity. I weakened the polio virus,
causing the polio infection. I experimented on adolescent volunteers and children.
I continued to experiment to ensure success before the kitchen chemist.
I discovered the first polio vaccine.
I discovered the first lifelong vaccine.
Polio vaccine is safe, effective, and potent. Those words resonate a bittersweet taste in my mouth. Everyone is elated, celebrating. Yes, the disease is preventable now, but what about Dennis? Other children are spared, while my son never even had a chance, a defenseless baby. Where was the vaccine 9 months ago when he needed it? Why did polio choose my son? I just want him to live the life he dreamed, not held prisoner in a body tainted by polio. He just wants 2 legs, equal strength, working together. Legs built for running. He just wants to play football, more than a team manager. Organizing rows of equipment infused with sweat, replenishing locker room towels, refilling first aid supplies. He imagines himself as the running back, bursting through the defensive line. He would be untouchable, fearless. He just wants to be an athlete like his father, to be one of the guys, part of the team. But polio wanted him. It just wasn't fair. He just wants 2 legs, equal strength, working together. My dad never wore his leg brace to bed. I remember sitting next to him, his leg purple and thin, his leg motionless, bare. He would gently rub his calf, awakening circulation. His skin often raw for the incessant rubbing of the leather pad cupping his knee. Indentations pressed in his thigh from the leather band, held together by one shoelace. During the day, his brace was an accessory, a necessity. At night, his brace remained on the floor next to his bed, unused. Steel bones icing over. A sudden need to leave his bed called for a quick fix, a hand cupping his knee, an instant makeshift clamp, Once he relaxed his hand, stability vanished. Growing up, I was Daddy's little girl, his firstborn. I never thought for a second that my dad couldn't do anything. My feelings haven't changed. He graduated college, made a career as an accountant, married an incredible woman, raised a family. What makes him different? His unique journey, influenced by medical concerns and social fears. His scars, his brace, his shoes, all telling an incredible story. A story of a baby discovering a new way to walk. A young boy's triumph over invasive surgeries. A teenager's insecurities. A young man's achievements. A grown man's wisdom. God gave him a story, one that has blessed my life. He is my advisor, my friend, but most importantly, my dad.